right, everybody, welcome to the Work Hard, Play Hard podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Harding, and today I've got Ishmael Villarroel with me here today. So,
how's it going?
Good.
Thanks for having me.
We're excited to have you here.
Yep.
So Ishmael, a little bit of background before we kind of get into some questions here. Ishmael was Rookie of the Year at RanLife. So, obviously got into the industry and hit the ground running and hasn't looked back. In fact, after being Rookie of the Year, he became top 500 Realtor in the state, right?
That's right,
So obviously, doing something right, which is always fun to see, especially for a young guy that, has a long horizon of being in this industry and being able to continue to work and do well and stuff. So he's awesome, and we're going to get to know him a little bit here today. In fact, let's start there. Ishmael, who are you? Tell us about you.
Yeah. First off, thank you for that introduction, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, happy to have you.
Who am I? Man, I'm a guy that likes to sell real estate.
Okay.
That's obvious, but I'm a big sports guy too.
Okay.
I love the Jazz.
Yeah.
I love playing sports. Golf, pickleball. Just being outdoors. I love traveling.
Sure.
Spending time with family, friends. But that's a little bit about me.
Okay. And obviously the next question is related to what we're talking about here. But how did real estate? How did you get into real estate? What was the appeal there?
Yeah.
Why not a rocket scientist? I guess, right?
Yeah. So when I was kind of looking for things to do, whether to go to college, just kind of in that limbo where I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Sure.
I had a friend that was in real estate, and he just lived a good life. He was always happy. He was making good money, and I was like, I want to join you. So I asked him if I could, if he could take me under his wing.
Yeah.
And thankfully he did. And like you were saying, I haven't looked back. Real estate's my gig.
And you started when? What year?
I started in 2019.
2019.
Yep.
Okay.
2019.
So before the pandemic, before everything kind of went crazy, and now it's crazy again and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So right.
Yeah.
Well, so talking about real estate, what do you think makes it successful? Right. Why have you become Rookie of the Year, top 500? What do you attribute your success to there?
Yeah. I would say I don't want to toot my own horn here or anything,
sure.
But
I give you permission to do it.
I feel like I'm very disciplined. I will go into the office, 5, maybe even 6 times a week, just getting the things I need to get done. And whether that's if I want to or not, right? That's what discipline is.
Sure.
But I'm willing to put in the work, and also too, I feel like I connect well with people, and they trust me. And obviously, if you're buying a house, you got to trust the person that's helping you, right?
Yep.
So I do think that those are some of the aspects that kind of got me to where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah. So discipline's good. I mean, that's something that's easily, I say easily replicatable, but obviously it seems to, not everybody is able to do that. But I mean, really, you're saying one of the reasons you're successful is you just work hard, right? I mean,
work hard, yeah.
Just doing it, right?
That's the name of the podcast,
that's
right?
That's the name of the podcast.
There you go. You gotta work hard.
Well, okay, so keep talking about, a day in the life, so top 500 Realtor, tell us about your day. Like, what do you do?
Yeah. So, and obviously I don't do this every day. Sometimes we have late nights, and sometimes, schedules change.
Yeah, it's going to vary a little bit.
But usually I try to be up by 7. I'm very big into fitness. I like going to the gym, and not just for physical aspect, but for also mental and emotional and all that stuff.
Sure.
And then I like to be at the office around 9:30 to 10.
Okay.
And the first part of my day, I like to focus on the deals that I already have going on under contract.
Yeah.
So I like to get everything squared away early in the morning, and just kind of see where my sellers are at, see where my buyers are at with the process, and just make sure that they're comfortable where they're at and know everything that is going on.
Sure.
Working with first-time home buyers, I try to make them feel as comfortable. A lot of first-time home buyers, I try to make them feel as comfortable as possible, just because it's their first time doing this, and they need to know what's going on.
Sure.
So, 12, go to lunch, and then after, I strictly like to prospect and just try to find new clients. Usually from 1 to 5, maybe one time, maybe 6 p.m. sometimes if I don't have anything going on.
Sure.
and that's phone calls, that's reaching out through email. Social media is big these days. And then after that, I either have showings or, have to go show houses, or I'm just going home and relaxing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But obviously, consistently doing that over time, obviously has yielded big results for you.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are most of your clients, so you've had some good years and stuff like that, obviously doing really well. Where do most of your clients come from?
Yeah, so the first 2 years, maybe even 2.5 years, it was a really big grind, just because I was so young when I started the industry, and I didn't really have a lot of friends or family. Well, family, yes, but not friends that were looking to buy.
Sure.
So I had to really double down on cold calling.
Okay.
And thankfully, the company I work for, RanLife Real Estate, they give us leads.
Okay.
So when I get those leads, I would just work on those.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So a lot of your business really was leads would, and in my opinion, would be the hardest way to get deals, right?
Exactly,
as far as the most work, right?
Yeah.
A friend or family, like, hey, sir, yeah, I'll work with you, right?
Yeah.
But leads are hard, right?
Exactly.
So obviously, okay, so really worked hard to get those then. Okay.
Exactly, yeah. But now at this point, after 3.5 years of doing it, people are coming back to me, right? Which is awesome.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been good.
Well, okay, so keep going on that. So obviously, if people are coming back to you, it means the deals that you did, people trusted you on and liked you.
Exactly.
Hey, I like Ishmael. Yeah, let me tell so-and-so. Let me tell so-and-so, right? About you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how have you developed that relationship? How do you show clients you care? I guess how are you able to create that referral relationship that is obviously a lot better of a relationship than, say, cold calling, right?
Yeah. So the way I like to do business, and everyone does business differently, is I like to take a really laid-back approach, and I think that's what really connects me with my clients.
Okay.
A realtor is, you're doing sales, right? You're selling
Sure.
a house.
Sure.
And a lot of people think salesmen are, bad people or whatever. Maybe they've had bad experiences with salesmen.
That's a bad rep, but yeah.
Yeah, so I just like to take the most laid-back approach and just, is this the house you want? Not trying to push any house that they don't want.
Sure.
It's bit me in the butt a couple times, because
Sure.
sometimes people go elsewhere and, this guy isn't being aggressive, or I don't know. Sometimes
Gotcha.
people like that, right?
Okay.
But I think that people trust me more, my clients at least, just because I have a laid-back approach, and I'm not going for that quick sale. I'm going for, I want you to get the best house possible for you right now.
Sure.
And if we have to see 40 plus houses, and that's what it takes, I'm willing to do it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously that's done well, because now you have all these relationships and stuff like that where, because it sounds like you're saying that a lot of it's repeat and referral now, a lot of your business and stuff.
I'd say, more than 50% of this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is obviously higher than zero when you first started, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It was a grind at zero.
Yeah. Well, okay. Switching gears a little bit here. Obviously, the market is quote unquote scary right now, right? In the sense of you have a lot of people on the sidelines wondering what's happening. Interest rates have shot up, almost to 6.5. Now they've kind of come back down to the high fives right now, But home prices have shot up. So you have a lot of people kind of scared, not sure what the market's doing.
Yeah.
Should I buy? Should I get into it? Should I sell? Give us some thoughts on the market right now, I guess.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is I get asked that a lot, and at the end of the day, no one really knows what's going to be happening. But I just like to take my opinions from actual stats.
Sure.
So I've been in meetings and just places that will tell me kind of what's going to be happening. Okay. So I'll answer my question like that.
Okay.
The NAR, National Associations of Realtors, right? Okay. They say that in the next 2 years it's going to be appreciating 1%.
Okay.
Nationwide.
Okay.
So with that being said, I look at Utah, and Utah has been #1 nationwide, or not #1, top 5, I think.
Top 5.
Nationwide.
Yeah.
For a while now, I think for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And the fact that that has been happening, I don't think that if you're buying here in Utah, you should be scared to buy.
Okay.
And I just think that, I personally think that interest rates are going to keep going up, and I just think, you just got to buy when you can.
Sure.
Yeah.
So obviously you think, hey, still a good time to buy, appreciation. Yeah. Hey, 1% over the next 2 years, which I guess theoretically could mean like it can come down and then back up and different. Right?
Exactly.
I mean, there is some ebb and flowing in that 1%. It doesn't mean just 1%, right? I guess per se.
Yeah.
But okay, so and as far as what are you helping your sellers, understand? Are you still trying to get top dollar? Are you trying to do more incentives? For like, are listings now trying to, hey, we'll pay closing costs now, which before wasn't an issue, right? It was hey, closing costs here.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, are you having to change your strategy a little bit with listings and stuff?
I have been, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you look back 2 years ago, any agent, could sell a house. It would sell themselves.
Sure. It was easy.
And now at this point, it's like it's switched. Like you have to have an agent that knows what they're doing, marketing your house, going the extra mile for your house to get it sold.
Yeah.
And that's why you're seeing a lot of lenders and real estate agents kind of leaving the industry.
Yeah.
Just because they got in during COVID, during the crazy stuff, and they don't know this market. When in reality, when I started, we're in similar markets now, where you can ask for closing costs and the seller might accept. Or I had a buddy that got an offer accepted $40,000 below list price the other day.
Wow. Yeah.
So right now, I think that people should know that it is very important that they get someone that knows what they're doing.
Okay.
And that's why I would suggest interviewing maybe 1 to 2, maybe even 3 real estate agents, just to see who fits you best.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously, that's interesting. And you said the 40,000 under. Was that what price point was that?
I think it was at 500.
Okay. So kind of mid, not like super high, kind of thing,
super
right?
high, yeah.
I mean, that's okay. So market is fluctuating a little bit. Okay. All right. That's good to know.
Yeah.
What would you say? I mean, what's one of the hardest things you have to deal with as an agent? Especially in this market right now, I guess.
Yeah. In this market right now, I would just say trust, people having to trust me. Just because we're such in a gray area right now, our interest rate's going to keep going up, or are they going to go down? Our home price is going to go down. Just having someone that, if I don't know them or if they're not a referral, it's kind of hard just a random person trusting you just because they look at you, you're selling houses, you're a salesman, right? This is your job, you're supposed to sell these homes.
Sure.
But in reality, I look out for my clients and I want them to make the best investment possible, and I still do think it's real estate.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good. So, what advice do you have for someone that's saying, okay, hey, I need to sell, we got a job transfer, we're moving out of state, or, hey, I really want to buy, we've been waiting on the sidelines, finally have some money saved, or, what advice do you have for those people, I guess?
I mean, I guess just send it, yeah.
Sure.
That's funny, I have both of those scenarios. I have a client that I have listed their house, they're moving out of state for a job, and I have people from Idaho moving in state to buy a place.
Sure.
But yeah, the advice I give them is just that, if you could afford your mortgage, and if for some reason something happens within the first year or two, but you can still afford that and be comfortable, you should just do it, because at the end of the day, if rates go down, you can always refinance.
Sure.
And real estate, historically, everyone knows that there might be a little dip, but it'll always go back up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. What? And I guess you've already answered this a little bit, but how do you contradict the argument? Hey, I'm just going to wait for home prices to go down, right? Because hey, the market's softening. I'm just going to wait for home prices to go down. What's your argument against that?
Yeah. So usually with those types of people, they already have their mindset. Either they're listening to whoever they're listening to.
Sure.
But it's kind of hard to convince them not to think that way. But if I were to tell them, I would just say that potentially they could go down, maybe 5% or something like that.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, it's just going to go back up. And if you can, like I was saying, take care of that mortgage payment and hold on to it, it's going to be a great investment overall.
I would agree.
And one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I actually just had a meeting this morning.
Yeah.
And an interesting stat that I heard was that 44% of people that own homes, their net worth is 44% higher than people that rent.
Gotcha. Sure.
So that just goes to show that real estate, it's just the way to do it. You know, if you're renting, it's like you're paying your landlord's mortgage, right?
You're making them rich, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, to that point, I mean, I think over the last couple of years, just from what I've seen, it's interesting that like the average homeowner has probably made more than their yearly salary in appreciation. Right?
Exactly. That's
so
crazy.
I just lived there. I made more than what I make working 9 to 5 every day.
Yep.
And I just all I had to do was live there, right? So you have multiple ways to continue to earn money. Obviously, you know, you can only do so much day to day doing your job.
Yeah.
But like the more assets you have that appreciate and gain value, the better, right? And if they appreciate faster than inflation, then you're in a good spot, right? So no, I 100% agree with you. You know, I always say real estate is a good way to get rich slowly.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's not rich quick. Although, you know, over the last couple of years, I guess you could argue against that. But but on average, it's not get rich quick, right? And
it's a slow game.
It's a slow game, right? But over time, it does work, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you invest in the right things.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'll put you on the spot here, but any favorite stories or any kind of, you know, like, I don't know, any stories from working in the real estate industry for the last 4 years here? You know?
Yeah, one comes to mind. It was during COVID. I think it was 2020.
Okay.
The end of 2020. Everything was going crazy.
Yep.
Multiple offers, 30 plus offers on houses. You know, just, you know how the market was.
Yeah.
I actually had a client that was VA and that didn't have much funds to put down.
Okay.
Right. And in this crazy market, or before, you know that cash offers are everywhere.
Sure.
And most likely, seller's going to go with a cash offer.
Sure.
But this was actually a buddy that I went to elementary school with, and he trusted me 100%. So that was that's the reason why we got this house.
Yeah.
So we saw this house. There ended up being 36 offers on the house.
Oh wow.
We did some crazy things in the offer, but at the end of the day, he trusted me, and we got it done. And one of those crazy things was we offered, I think, $40,000 over list price.
Wow.
And like I was telling you, he has no money to cover if the appraisal comes in low.
Sure.
But because he trusted me and because I did a market analysis, I knew that property was going to appraise at what we offered it. So I waived the appraisal contingency, which is really, that's really risky.
Yeah.
As a lender, you know that.
For sure. Yeah.
But the appraisal came back. We're good. It came in at value, or what we offered, and there was I think she mentioned multiple cash offers.
Yeah.
We had a really quick close, so that was also helpful. And yeah, that was just one of my favorite stories because
awesome.
He trusted me in what I do, and he didn't have to pay. He paid for what the house is worth.
Yeah.
And in that time, you were seeing people pay thousands of dollars over what the houses were worth, right?
Yeah, agreed.
So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's way cool. It obviously speaks to your expertise in navigating the tough market, which has been a tough market. I mean, we say easy market in some way. For listings, easy, hard for buyers, right? I mean, I guess that's probably what I would say. And now it seems to switch to a little bit where hey, you got to do a little bit more to list that home now, right? Yeah. And buyers have a little more pick. It's not. It's not. There's still multiple offer situations, I guess, right now.
Yeah,
right? I mean, it's not,
depending on the home and location, there's still multiple offers.
Okay, so it's
and price point and all that. But yeah.
Well, last question for you: what's the value of a good partnership? Why is having a good lender important? What would you say about that? I guess.
Yeah. So, having a lender is super important. Just because you're basically going to be talking to me and the lender for 30 days, most likely every day. Yep. You need someone that will communicate, what's going on. Sometimes, how do I say this? I don't want to steer people away from like using banks or credit unions, but sometimes they have a 9 to 5, right? So they open at 9 and close at 5. Sure. Where you guys are working 24/7. So if a problem arises at 9 p.m., you guys can respond, where the credit union's closed. And sometimes it's, and there's deadlines in the contract that we need to get things done quickly. So that's why obviously you're a great lender. I know that, and I would recommend you.
That's right.
Just having a great lender is key, and also like the faster you can close. Different lenders have, how fast they can close at a certain time. I've seen as fast as 2-week close. Some credit unions take a lot longer. And I'm not trying to bag on credit unions. I think some of them are great, but
some of them are great. I used to work at one before I did this. It was good. It was a good company. But you spoke to all the important things, right? It's really, it's a corporate mentality versus a small business mentality, right?
Exactly.
And then you're a small business, I'm a small business, right? And the goal is, it's just more personal, right? You're really, and it's not like a credit union gets better rates. In fact, a lot of times we get better rates because, we don't have as much overhead, right? We're not paying for the big building that looks good on the freeway, right? Kind of
exactly.
thing, right? So, no, exactly. No, I appreciate that. So,
yeah, for sure.
Well, Ishmael, thanks for coming on. Anything we didn't hit that you want to talk about? Any last? I think we covered most things, but
Yeah. No, I think we're good.
Feeling good? Okay.
Yeah, we're feeling good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I appreciate you having me on the show, and
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure.
Good.
It's fun.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for listening. Like and subscribe, write a testimonial, or I guess review for us, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.